Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A. We go over all latest news that happened during the week of mobile and answer your questions live. If you have a question you want to ask, just ask it in the comment section down below and I will answer it before the end of the show. Now, I had a lot of issues for the past 4 days with my computer. BIOS updates sometimes ruin everything, and it really kind of stopped me from editing altogether. So I've been filming a lot of stuff. I have these awesome new pair of glasses that we're going to be talking about, smart glasses, Focals by North, that I really have loved my first impressions of. We are, of course, going to be talking about the unboxing and my first impressions on the iPhone coming up, but all of these things have been recorded, but I haven't been able to edit any of them. I was barely able to get weekly literally set up half an hour before this started, finally fixing everything seemingly. But yes, I will need a new external graphics card probably by the end of this year. Yes. Sorry about all of the delays. I know a lot of people have been asking for my Mate 30 Pro, which we're going to be covering that information right now, if it's worth it and how good is it, because I will tell you, in terms of low light performance and in terms of wide angle, there is no competition on the market. So definitely impressions are going to be talked about in a second. But before I do want to mention, I did say I was going to mention this last week, and that is a lovely woman by the name of Dee actually created this beautiful, yes, okay, it's not fading out because of the green screen, but this lovely blanket for my soon-to-be son, and I thought it was so nice. So if you want some amazing quality knitting, definitely go ahead and check her out at Yarn Dragon Creations. So at Yarn Dragon Creations, she's on Instagram, and it's so soft, and it's really nice just because, again, you always want like really nice and soft things, of course, for the baby. So thank you so much, Dee, for this. And again, that's Yarn Dragon's creation. Okay, now let's get to the topics. Hopefully everything is really good audio-wise. Haven't heard any complaints, so I'm glad at least we got no issues there. All right, now let's talk about the Huawei Mate 30 and Mate 30 Pro. So here's the thing. A lot of people are debating actually which one is the better phone between these two, because with the exception of the cameras, the Mate 30 is actually the phone I would prefer, especially with the price difference. There's a $300 price difference between these two, coming in at, I think the price will probably be at the bottom, but I want to say $799 and $1099 if I'm not mistaken, but that will depend anyway, because it's euros. I will get the price before the end of this, because it's in my notes. So just because Phone Arena has a really good kind of breakdown always of this, 6.6 inch. So the Pro is actually the smaller phone, which I think that's kind of interesting. Although the Pro has a slightly bump up in resolution and more pixels per inch, in reality, overall with these two, both are going to be 1080p. They don't have a 1440p display, so both are going to be essentially a 1080p display. 90 Hz refresh rate though, so that's really good. 40 megapixel main sensor. However, the Pro version does have an f1.6 aperture as opposed to an f1.5 aperture, meaning it's going to be much better in low light technology. Now, the second camera really was kind of annoying, the telephoto, because it's a 3x optical zoom instead of the 5x optical zoom that the Huawei P30 had. Now, I'm assuming that's because Samsung bought the company that makes that 5x optical. I'm not sure if Huawei had another company that could do it, but I know that Samsung has the main manufacturer of the 5x, 10x optical zoom now. They own that company. So from what I understand, most of them are getting it from them now. But that could have been a whole nother thing. These sensors are bigger, by the way, than any current camera on the market, which means they're able to let in more light, and they're just going to keep more detail when letting in more light. They have ridiculous ISOs that no one would ever use, but basically the ISOs on these are just insane. Now, here's the thing where I was kind of like, oh my God, I want this. It is the first ultra wide 40 megapixel camera. Now, the reason why that's so big is most of the ultra wide phones out there are 8 megapixels, sometimes 16, more likely 8 or less. It's not always the highest quality in terms of scope. Not only that, their f-stop is generally 2.0, 2.2, or 2.4. The lower the f-stop, the better the low light. This one is a 40 megapixel f1.8. That is the best ultra wide camera on the market, and I want it. And it's also, again, a ridiculously huge sensor, so it's going to be able to, again, let in more light with a really good quality. Now, we also go to the recording. 4K 60 frames per second. Front camera is 32 megapixel on the Pro and 24 on the regular. But the more important part is for the Huawei Mate Pro, you also have depth sensing just like the iPhone. It's actually the equivalent of it in terms of their security, apparently. So it does a 3D face scan, everything kind of like Apple, basically, when it comes to that. Splash proof on the Mate 30, splash, water, and dust resistant IP68 on the Pro. Both have in-fingerprint displays, both have a headphone jack. They have the latest Kirin processor, which is supposed to be in between the Snapdragon 855 and the 855 Plus from what early benchmarks are telling us. 256 gigs of storage on the Pro model, whereas 128 on the regular. And 4,500 milliamp on the Pro, 4,200 on the regular. Now, the extras that really stand out about these Mate series, though, are one, they have a segment which has leather backing. I have wanted leather backing back ever since the Note 4. I don't know if there's any of you out there. Let me know in the comment section. I want something else besides metal and glass, and a leather backing still allows for wireless charging, and it really just, I think, will feel so much better than what we currently have. So I'm really excited about having a leather back phone, because I guarantee you I would walk around less with a case with a leather phone than I would with a glass phone. And the second thing that I really like about the Mate 30 Pro is, now that I forgot what I was going to say, the glass backing, leather, completely blanked out. It has faster wireless charging. It has a 40-watt charger that comes with it. It basically has a lot of things, but I forgot what one thing I was going to say, but the leather backing is definitely something that stands out to me, and they have it in green for both of those. But this is a phone that I would really want to get. Unfortunately, I will reach out to Huawei, but again, as they've told me, because I live in the US, it's probably not going to happen in terms of getting a review in it. But again, this is a phone that I would be very interested in reviewing just because of its implementations. Now, what's the biggest downside? Well, let's ask Samsung, because Samsung has made fun of Huawei because, of course, the Huawei Mate 30 and Mate 30 Pro do not have Google apps on there. They only have about, I think, 500,000 apps on their own app store, which is nothing in comparison, of course, to regular ones. So this is a Spanish advert, and basically it's just telling you, hey, it comes with apps and services from Google on these Samsung phones. So yeah, it's pretty messed up. I would say that Samsung is kind of clowning them in the Latin culture where Huawei is still sold. So yeah, it's pretty funny, but it's definitely something that I will say that yeah, kind of sucks for Huawei. I still believe there's ways to sideload them, and if there's a way to sideload them, it would be more techy, but all the features this phone has might be interesting enough to actually warrant it. Oh, that's what it was going to be. They have a second sensor, which is just for cinema. So basically, they call it a cinema sensor or something like that. But basically, this sensor allows you to have the best kind of video quality, apparently, we have seen in terms of slow motion and regular stabilization and more basically quality. And they showed some pretty impressive videos on it. I would really be interested to see that against the iPhone with their claims, because You'll see we've already recorded the low light video test against the iPhone and the Samsung, so those videos will be out later this week. And we compared them side by side at 1080p 60 frames per second, but I didn't do 4K at 60 frames per second because Samsung does not offer stabilization, and basically Apple would win that battle, period. If you go 4K at 60, Apple's going to be the one to go with. If you do 1080p at 60, that's a more interesting thing. It's why like the Google phone was previously eliminated from most challenges last year because it was only 4K at 30 frames per second. Google didn't do the variable frame rates. I really hope Google this year does 24 or 60 frames per second as well, because those are needed to grab customers' attention, because 30 frames per second is just so outdated. All right, now moving on to other news, and everything is going good there. Okay. Samsung is also being tipped to add a new feature to the Galaxy S11. Yes, we were already talking about the S11. No, it will not be announced till February and comes out in March. No, it's not coming out at CES, no matter what your favorite YouTuber tells you the latest rumors are. Okay, now Samsung is developing the Deep Fusion technology, or the ultra enhanced HDR technology that Google has pioneered, and putting it on there. And I will say, like, I've been doing the camera comparisons. I did the camera shootout between the Pixel 3, between the iPhone 11, and between the Note 10, Note 10, and all of them are really compared side by side. And I will tell you, Google just still really just so damn impressive at so many things when it comes to HDR, especially if you force enhance HDR on every shot, which I always do. It really just definitely stands out in comparison to other phones in certain scenarios. And you'll see those in our camera comparisons coming probably at the end of this week. Okay, Apple is being sued for their shortcut application. Now, this is by a company called Workforce, and basically the idea behind this was that they had filed a patent, but it wasn't approved until last year. So Apple had already had shortcuts before then, but it wasn't granted. So again, just a whole thing of it that basically we'll see how it lands. We'll see how it goes. I'm sure it'll be settled out of court. But overall, it's pretty interesting to see because shortcuts is a great feature. I would say it was really pioneered by If This Then That, and then Apple took it, really made it its own, and Samsung did the same thing with Bixby routines. It's actually the best part of Bixby. If you haven't watched our video on Bixby routines, or the best feature of Bixby, definitely check that video out because it's a really great example of how awesome you can set up. I still have it on my Note 10. All the Bixby routines I set up on my S10 automatically transferred to my Note 10, and I didn't have to change or set anything up. I love that transferability. But yeah, so shortcuts is a really great feature that maybe we'll go over more. I think I'm going to do a 10 hidden features on the iPhone after I eventually get the Note 10 one done. I have really tweaked the Note 10 one, and I promise you, you are going to see things on the Note 10 that you've never seen before on any of my hidden features videos, because there are some amazing things that I've really kind of tweaked after really kind of spending time with it. And yeah, just some really great things, like why touch a button to get the assistant when you can just swipe from right here on the side and get it that way. Lots of fun ways that I'm going to be showing you guys really cool features and really cool things to go more over on the hidden features video. All right, now let's go to some of the other things. And sorry, just let's get those ready. So the Note 10, I forgot if I covered this last week, but the Note 10 basically shattered its 10-day sales record from any Samsung device in Korea. So basically, I feel like I did this last week. I'm not positive, but basically they reached 1.3 million in 10 days, whereas the previous record was like 1.2, I think, by the what was it? By the S8. So the S8 sold over 1 million in 37 days. This one did it in just 10 days for pre-order. So really did very well in terms of it, and it actually sold the units within 25 days. Again, pre-orders don't always go through right away, so It's calculating when it's actually sold, not when it's placed, if that makes sense. So yeah, really good sales in terms of the Note. Overall, I'm kind of interested to see how we go from here because, again, I did not like the rumors of it being merged with the S series. I think they should be kept separate. But we'll have to wait and see how good the Fold does because that's what's going to determine it. If the Fold really does well, you are going to see the Note move to February for the announcement and released in March alongside the S10 and then the S11 and Note 11 no longer have an S series. And then you're going to see the Galaxy Fold take the Note's old spot. That is a possibility. We will find out depending on how well the Fold does. Those discussions are being had right now. Keep in mind those discussions have been had for a couple of years now, but they're talking about merging it more so because they see the Fold as the new Note in terms of different phone that gets techies really excited. All right, Oppo has a new fast charger and it's 65 watts. Jeez, Oppo. The reason why this is not only really important for just technology and fast charging in general, which by the way, this is a 65 watt charge. Most laptops require a 60 watt charge to charge at full speed. So this is pretty much there. But not only is it that, the really cool thing is this is obviously Oppo, which owns OnePlus. So the really cool thing about that is we could actually see this super fast charging go more and more to smartphones at a wide scale. I think this is really cool. I'm really kind of curious to see how it will go, but it's just really cool to see Oppo really kind of pioneer this and even get faster 30 watt charging with less overheating. Although I will say I've never seen any overheating on my OnePlus or really too many of my phones that have fast charging. I don't really see overheating, but it tends to happen more so when in the car. So that's where I think they could really do better on is that. And this also has, of course, 30 watt wireless fast charging, which is extremely fast, and we'll kind of see how that keeps going. I will say I was disappointed with Samsung's fast wireless charger. So we will see. Oh, that was another thing. Huawei released a fast wireless car charger that is the super fast 25 watt, I want to say. I want to say it was 20 watt or 25 watt. But that is really impressive. And that is really interesting, of course, because Samsung hasn't made one. Samsung, why haven't you made a fast wireless car charger? I don't know. I'm asking. So yeah. And speaking of the company that I am wearing right now, North, these are smart glasses that I had to literally get a 3D face map to get these to fit properly for me because your eye has to be right where this, if you could see, like there's like been a little thing on my eye. It's basically like a rainbow kind of effect. That is actually tailored to my eye. So if I hand this to other people, they don't really see it lining up with them. At least that's what I've been told as I've asked some people to check it out. Now you can get your own 3D face map through iPhones. So far this is not coming to Android yet, but basically with the new app, you can actually get it done. You don't have to go in to a Focal's pop-up shop. You can actually get it done with an iPhone because of their 3D face mapping. Basically, you're kind of scanning your entire face and doing it from lots of angles. So you make sure that your face is going to be where your ears line up to where you should be able to see it. That is really cool, and it's a really cool technology that North is adopting, specifically again because of the fact that you needed to go into a pop-up store before like I did, but now they're going to be using Apple's 3D face mapping to essentially do the same thing without you having to go there. So that's pretty cool. All right, guys, now let's get to your questions. I see we have a lot buzzing right now, so let's see what you guys have to say. Hey Ricky, what's going on? Missed last week's Mobile Weekly, so nice and early this week. Well, thank you very much, although I was a few minutes late because I had to say goodnight to my daughter. Basically, we have this thing where I spin her around. What's up, everybody? Huge day of football. Let's go Giants. It was a huge day of football. I had lots of friends posting all over the place, and even a guy I had a meeting with basically was like ready for the Green Bay game. So yeah, it was definitely a lot of football going on. It's definitely football season. You can tell again. Where is he at? Been starting at his weekly thumbnail so long. I noticed that the far lenses and frames off the glasses was cut in the green screen process. I see. That's a long time. Hey Ricky, don't you hate how every Android person always says, "Hey, I'm going to try an iPhone out," and you never hear iPhone people say, "Hey, I'm going to try an Android out." Not fair. I don't know. I mean, I will say, like, even like, I mean, I don't know if there's a person greater on iOS than Justine, but she, I would say, at least tries every main player in Android. So I will give her credit for that. I do not give her credit for her past comparison between the Note and the Samsung because I did not, and she said that, like, you may see something different than I saw. These are the things that I look for when filming. In her video comparison, if you actually look at Justine's video comparison with the Note and the iPhone, she pointed out how the Note brightened the sky really much in the background, as where Apple didn't. What she didn't point out was that you could barely see her on the iPhone because the iPhone kept everything dark, whereas when you saw her on the Note, she was clear as day on the Note. She wasn't clear on the iPhone. So I thought that was kind of interesting, and I think it's all of our biases. Look, on the comparisons, I always get accused, and again, it could be either just the way I am and the way she is, kind of like with iOS, that you really kind of like, well, I like this and I like things about it. And because it's what you always use, I think we're always predetermined to do that. You have your bias. And everyone has a bias. We can try to be as fair as we can, but if we're so used to one side, it's kind of hard to always kind of be open to it unless you really just don't care. Which there are a lot of YouTubers like that just don't care. They go back and forth on Android and iOS all the time. I, of course, mainly stay to Android, and Justine mainly stays to iOS. But I think as long as you can open yourself up to at least, like, giving it props for what it does have or what it stands out about, I think that's a really important thing that all YouTubers need to kind of have. So but I would say, like, at least she is one that's a definite iPhone user, and she tries out Android every time, and I really respect her for that. And she's very nice too. I've seen her at convention centers. She's always nice, and kind of like people go up to her. She's very kind to them and everything like that. So she's a very nice person. I like how YouTube sneaks in ads once in a blue, even though I'm premier or premium. I do not know what's going on with that, because I know you've told me, Alex. A couple people told me that they get ads. I don't like have any way of creating more ads for premium members. But apparently some people see ads on my stuff even though they're premium members. I don't know. Hey, Ricky, are you going to do a comparison with the iPhone 11 and Note 10 Plus? Yes, I will. Again, we've already recorded the video comparison, so that will be coming out this week. The camera comparison takes a little bit longer. That'll be probably the end of this week or beginning of next week for the camera comparison, especially because I'm so far behind on the Note stuff too. And again, I'm doing like the unboxing on these, first impressions on these. First impressions on the iPhones, which does end with a drop. So yeah. And then got some really cool new things too. Got some new stuff from Creative that they just sent me. These are some true wireless headphones, and I know. True wireless headphones, dime a dozen. But the thing that makes these really cool is they're apparently 14 hours, not total, per charge. $100. So I'm very interested in this. 39 hours with the total with the battery pack. So yes, I need to check those out, and definitely going to test those out. Oh, that reminds me too. I know I'm gonna probably have to keep emailing them, but with the exception of only one person who won in our giveaways, no one else has gotten back to me. I will keep emailing. I'm gonna do at least another email. Because you are giveaway winners, and I want to send you something. I wanted to send them all together, but at this point, I'm going to mail Gary O his, I think he won Galaxy Buds or whatever he won, because he's the only one who's emailed me, and no one else has. So if you did win, if you were one of the giveaway winners last week, please email me so I can send you your stuff. Let's see. At this point, they're doing 2 ads beforehand, so I guess if you're a premium, it cuts off 1 ad, Alex. That really sucks. Hey, Ricky. Oh, hey, is that Ricky or Clark Kent? I didn't practice that. Hi, Ricky. You have to notice the a worse battery life after T-Mobile security update. So funny enough, I have the unlocked version, so I haven't had this latest update. That was for the T-Mobile variant. So I haven't had this update that everyone else is getting because I have gotten updates when this one didn't come out. So no, I haven't gotten this latest update because I have the unlocked version, not the T-Mobile version. Clark Kent with smart glasses. Make it happen, DC. There you go. He takes his coat and glasses off and becomes Rigsby. No, I'm not wearing a Rigsby shirt or else I would. But the old Rigsby mug. I need to catch up on this. Is the Huawei still banned or not? Yes, the Huawei is still banned. Do the glasses shoot laser beams out of their freaking beam? No, they don't shoot laser beams. Huawei is basically delaying releasing it in Europe right now because they know the Mate 30 without Google services is useless there. Yeah, that's the problem. If you can't, you really have to sideload Google services on there, but we'll have to wait and see how it goes. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions loaded and super chat just loaded. Thank you, ChronosDB, for the $5 super chat. I really do appreciate it, as you know. So, do you predict no more long lines for iPhones? Right? There wasn't really lines this year for iPhones. There really wasn't. And every store I went to, I went to T-Mobile, I went to AT&T, I went to Sprint, and Verizon. All of them said, yeah, we didn't really get that many pre-orders this year. And they didn't understand like why, what was going on. But I will also say that I think it's Apple just not playing that game anymore. I think it's Apple not saying like, oh, we have limited supply and, you know, we're sold out for months and months. Because you could still get the iPhone 11, 11 Pro, and 11 Pro Max on day one. No problem. Like, there was no issue getting them. So I think that maybe they just really kind of amped up the whole ability to kind of like, okay, you can get it day one now, basically, and just did a better supply than they had in past years. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, I'm sure we'll see some stats on how Apple's doing, but yeah, if this didn't save them, it really would be a mess up. Yes. So no Google on Huawei still. That makes the phone useless. Good hardware, but bogged down. Yeah, I'm really kind of curious to see if that phone's price will go down. If it doesn't sell well, I'd be very interested to see how low the price goes. Obviously, in China, none of this matters. Half of their sales are right there. Yes, obviously, they're still going to sell big in China because most phones do not come with Google services in China. So it's not a crazy thing for it to happen. Don't adjust your TV quite. Ricky is wearing glasses. There you go. Have I never worn my regular glasses? Like, I have regular glasses. I swear I've worn them on weekly before. Is a leatherback more expensive? What's the reason companies wouldn't be doing this more often? The leatherback is not more expensive, at least from what we've seen. They didn't say that there would be any price difference. The only price difference would be for the 5G models. However, they have not announced release dates because, like people said, they're really trying to hold off on releasing it to Europe because, again, they don't want to release without Google services, and they're trying to see a workaround for it. The Tony Stark look I see. LOL, it is the Tony Stark look. I mean, all I gotta say is I just need a Hollywood trainer to get me in shape, and I'll be Tony Stark from another universe. I mean, come on now. Who would be better for Tony Stark? I mean, come on now. Just say. I could take acting lessons. I could be like, I'm trying to see. I am Iron Man. So how was that? How was that? Good, good. All right. Let's see. I didn't like the leather one on my old Note 4. Oh, I did like the leather one. I was like, really? I love the leather one on my Note 4. Didn't LG also have leather back? Yes, LG had a leather back on the G3. I want to say it was the G4. I forget which one. I think the G4 was all leather. I think the G3 was like a leather replacement. Samsung is just getting the leg up on Huawei. All is fair in love and war. Yep. I just looked up the Galaxy Fold comes to the US according to Bluebird. It's supposed to come on the 27th. Is that credible source? I have not heard of that. I know we have someone here that definitely might know when the Galaxy Fold is coming out in our chat. If you have any news on that, please let us know. But yeah, I've been wondering because the 27th would probably be when the pre-orders start because they haven't even done pre-orders for them. So yeah, I would be very curious. Yeah, the LG G4 had a leather back, I believe. Ricky, there is no way to sideload it. This was already talked about online. If you tried, you could get it, but it wouldn't run. The software foundation isn't there. Got it. Okay, so if there's no way to work around it, especially because Huawei locked the bootloader, which is stupid. Like you should welcome XDA developers into this and really allow them to do everything. But we'll have to wait and see. I think that's one thing they definitely should change. Note 11 or Galaxy One will be epic. Yes, I think that that phone will do very well. Phone Arena is wrong. The Mate 30 Pro doesn't have a headphone jack. Oh, okay. The Mate 30 Pro doesn't, but the Mate 30 does? I have to recheck that. I had my notes. Let me see. Wrong notes. Hold on. Let me check my notes because I did say I would let you guys know about the price, and the price was in my notes because I went through the whole thing for it. Oh yeah, and like the that's the thing. The display went from edge to edge. Like it was like really a display I didn't like. It was 88 degree curve on the Mate 30 Pro, whereas the Mate 30 was flat. So some people liked it better for that reason. Dang it, I did not write that part down. And my monitor just went out. And now it's back. I didn't write down the price actually. But I'm pretty sure it was around that $7.99 and $10.99, I think it was. Let's see. Samsung Pay doesn't work in Canada. I wish I could use it. Really? They still don't have it? That's really interesting. I would have so assumed Canada would have had it by now. When using Samsung Pay, where do you usually hover the phone over the terminal? So if it's a swiper like this, you put it right over the middle, and then it'll do it. How often do you use it? I do not use it that much anymore, to be quite honest. I just forget about it. But like whenever I mostly use it where NFC payments are, which is funny enough because the whole point of Samsung Pay is you can use it everywhere, not just where NFC is. But yeah, I don't use it as much anymore. Aren't you supposed to say Capsule Corp gave Ricky the new phone? There you go. Just find the sweet spot and scan it. It's on the back. Yeah. Ricky has every phone you can think of. Ricky has every phone you can think of. Not every phone. Wish I did. Will Rigsby be in the top 5 hidden features on the Note 10 Plus? No. I'm telling you, it's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. When 5G is fully ready, that's when Rigsby can finally enter the world. Samsung Pay works in any country, but Canada banks probably don't support it. I used Samsung Pay in Canada when I was there last with my Note 7. Had the Note 7 back then. Ooh, that was interesting. But yeah, what I'm guessing is that the phones that are released in Canada don't come with it, is probably what he means. Already showed the Fold is fragile as ever. So yeah, Jerry Riggs Everything showed that the Galaxy Fold is very fragile, which I believe. Rigsby OS allows appropriation of smart devices. There you go. 45 watt Samsung chargers are US inbound on the 27th. Do not get it. I'm going to go over this, but you should not get the new Samsung 45 watt charger or the fast wireless charger just because it doesn't do anything. It really doesn't. The 25 watt charge is almost identical. So my guess is Samsung actually needs to put a software update out for it to charge faster, because both their fast wireless charger this year is not faster than the fast wireless charger we got with the dual charging, which I think we got this. Did we get this with the S10 or last year? I feel like we got this with the S10. So this one is just as fast as the newer fast charger. It didn't charge any faster with the new one that I tested. And the 45 watt charge was literally a 4-minute difference at 100%. And even at 50%, it was only a 3-minute difference. So it's really not needed. Rigsby OS allows you to switch OSs on the go, called FlexOS. Yes, I could have Windows on it, I could have Android on and iOS, and I could have iMessage on Android on a Windows table. That's how great it is. It's a subsidy of Rigsby. Yes, Rigsby Routines is superior. That is true. Hi, Ricky. Good job on your videos. Very informative. Question: what do you think about the Xiaomi Black Shark 2 game phone? Do you think there is a good phone for AT&T network in the US? If it's really that good, although I would say one of the best phones, if you're looking for gaming, that is kind of comparable to that, is the Red Magic 3. This is a under $500 phone, which has really high-end specs. Definitely on the gaming side. It even lights up on the back right here, so and the strip right here. So very gaming-like. Now the Xiaomi one I know has a little bit better certain things on it, but if you're really looking for something like that, the Red Magic 3 is definitely the better phone too. I was waiting for the Pixel, so October 15th, but I might do that video beforehand. The best budget phones in every price category, starting from $600 and under. I really think I should start at $500. Where do you think the budget smartphone should start? $500, $400, $300, $200, those price range? Or should I do $600, $500, $300? Sorry, $600 to $200 or $500 to $200? Which way should I go? I saw the drop test video on the Fold and was very impressed. Ooh, someone did a drop test on the Fold? That's really interesting. I would not have the guts to do that. Fold will be ready on Friday. There's only going to be 100,000 units for sale. Only AT&T top retail stores will have it in store, and less than 25 Best Buys. Okay. Very interesting. Can you get it directly from Samsung or no? Because that's where I would try to get it from. Samsung Pay works everywhere. It depends on where your bank is. That's definitely true. What Google Pay? Google Pay is getting more banks, but still nowhere near as good. Well, yeah, by countries, I mean country whichever your bank is in. Yes, definitely. Sprint Rep told me the merger with T-Mobile will go into motion next month. I don't think that is right. Yeah, if it's a Sprint, if it's a person that works at Sprint, they don't know. It really is going to be something that's probably in Q1 of next year is when most people that I've talked to have said. And that's managers and management and district managers. I mean, it's nothing I would say that's going to probably be that soon. And I mean, even they admit that like they don't really know. So, I mean, I would say it's probably going to be towards, again, way later. If you have a US bank account, you can use Pay Anywhere. It's like a credit card, definitely. AT&T's next price for the full will start at $88.99 per month. Wow, that's a lot. So what do these glasses do? I missed it. Does it give you a 5x zoom? If it would, I definitely like it. Definitely check out our unboxing and first impressions video. What I'm trying something different this time with unboxing videos is really kind of giving my first impressions after a couple of days. So after this one, I used 2 days. I did the first impressions then all is still in one video. So it has the unboxing in the beginning and the first impressions after 2 days of use. And then with the iPhone, doing the same thing. Again, first unboxing it, then using it for a day and a half, and then doing my first impressions on it. So let me know if you like that format better. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. Everybody drink. And who stands in line just pre-orders from Alex for the super chat. Thank you very much, sir, for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. I just ruffled some people at the Samsung offices the wrong way. She might not get invited to Unpacked in April due to it. Really? Well, there you go. I got the part iPhone 11 Pro night mode camera is incredible. Wide angle stinks. Wide angle doesn't have one. Wide angle doesn't have a low light mode for night, if that's what you mean. But yeah, overall, it's we'll do the side by side comparisons. 927 new Tab A launches, Galaxy Watch 2 active launches, and LTE unlocked. It will be a good weekend. Nice. But no is... So, wait, you're saying that by Friday the Fold will be ready. Are they launching Friday or are they pre-ordering Friday? Ooh, can't wait for the Creative headphones. Definitely excited for them. After having YouTube Premium for so long, I tried using regular version for a couple hours. I couldn't do it. It's the torture. Had to go back. Yeah, I've seen ads. So like on the YouTube for our TV in the living room, on the Roku, we don't have anyone signed into it, just so whatever videos we see don't go into, like recommended for us. So, like, on the TV itself, on the smart TV, I have my sign-in. But for the Roku, we don't have it. And the Roku then, of course, has ads. And I'm just like, oh my god, these ads are unbearable. Like, how could people still do this? Because, yeah, they're a lot. When is Rigsby coming out? I'll never tell. 10 out of 10. Give this man the next Iron Man role. Thank you. I would do Robert Downey Jr. proud. No, it's fine. Android 10 leak roadmap. Samsung is real. It was from internal sources. Interesting. Is the Galaxy Fold come out the 27th of this month? Rigsby transcends time and space. So soft launch will be February 31st. Yeah, sure. February 31st is when Rigsby will come out. There you go. Iron Tech Review Man. There you go. I'll review the Iron Man suits. I'll have the Mark III. I'll review it, and then I'll compare it to the Mark IV and do a side-by-side comparison. I mean, I just don't see what's wrong here. Marvel, come on now. You're missing opportunities. For future reference, when using Google Pay on the Note 10 Plus, do you use the fingerprint to unlock and pay for it, or Face Unlock? You would probably have to use a fingerprint. I don't think you can use Face Unlock for Google Pay, if I'm not mistaken. Just got here. Why does your glasses look so super thick? These are smart glasses, focals by North. We are going to be checking them out in a video soon. Hey Ricky, I'm considering an older Note, like the Note 9, since the Note 10 doesn't have a headphone jack. Does the Note 9 have any movie or TV related wallpapers? Movie or TV related wallpapers? I'm not sure what you really mean by movie or TV related wallpapers, to be quite honest. So yeah, not sure. But for a headphone jack, doesn't it? I feel like it's been so long. I'm like, doesn't the S10 have a headphone jack? Yeah, I would say now again, it depends if you want the pen or not. But the S10 having a headphone jack is a much better solution than the Note 9, and probably around the same price to be quite honest. So I would definitely get the S10 over the Note 9 just for the triple camera setup. The ultra wide will be a big improvement, and the battery life too. Will you be at San Diego 19 in San Jose, October 29th to the 30th? No, I will not. I've never gone to that one. The only San Diego Con that yeah, I'm guessing San Diego Comic Con, right? I'm not positive. Is the one that I usually go, or SDC. Hold on, making sure that I got that right. Oh, Samsung Developer Conference. Got it. Because I was like, no, wait, that doesn't make sense. No, I will not be at Samsung's developer conference. I think you actually have to be a developer to go in there, if I'm not mistaken. If not, it would be interesting. Wonder what I'm doing during that time. We'll see. When are you going to get a cameo in the next Avengers movie? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Kevin Feige, look, you're a smart man. You have given the geeks a holy grail. Now just give a geek a chance. I promise. I'll you know, do Robert Downey Jr. proud. I'm just saying. When are you going to? He'll be RICKY, the newborn parent guy by then. There you go. Uh, I will have a newborn by then. Yes, definitely. All right, I'm going to bed. Early day tomorrow. Have a good night, Alex. Ricky, what's your opinion of Linus Tech Tips? Would you like to work with him? Um, I really like Linus Tech Tips. I think he reminds me of a friend I have. A friend that I have has a very similar personality to him, actually. And so yeah, I would I love to work with him? Absolutely, of course I would. Like he is awesome. I love watching his stuff. I love Tech Quickie, and I love I love the quick segments. I think they're really good. I think the other videos are a little bit too long. I can't always watch them. Like, I still haven't watched the roast of Linus and all these other ones because they're just so long, and I can never find the time to watch long videos. For me, like, it's harder for me to watch a video past 14 minutes, 15 minutes. I find like I go through all the 10-minute and under videos very quickly, but I just don't watch very long videos. But yeah, I saw his team and him at CES before. I think they were actually behind me in my video, if I'm not mistaken, because I remember people commenting like, "Oh, there's a girl from like Linus Tech Tips." So yeah, I mean, yes, I would love to work with them, but again, realistically, I am far too small to ever get those kind of YouTubers' attention. Just being honest. Everything Apple Pro did a drop test. Did a drop test for who? For what? Um, I have the power. At YouTube Tech Guy, looking forward to going to the Apple Store and pulling out the Galaxy Fold, showing it off. The people's faces will be epic. So again, I love the idea of getting the Galaxy Fold just for that because I think that would be a hilarious video. I think that would be a hilarious video. Like going to the Apple Store with the Galaxy Fold. Come on now, that's just hilarious. So yeah. Apple lost 16 million in sales because of the issues at one of the largest indirect retail chains. Wow, that's crazy. Dwayne Jones, what's your pick for budget backpack? Oh, backup phone, US $200. I live in the Caribbean. Um, I think for $200, you're definitely probably going with the LG G7. I think that is the go-to 200. Again, I still have to kind of really narrow it down, but I think I would say probably that's it. Oh wait, not LG. Did I say LG G7? Moto G7. They need to stop having similar names, dang it. So yeah, you can get the Moto G7 Power for $199. And does that have 4 gigs and 64 gigs? Because there's different versions out there. So yeah, so the Moto, it's a GSM phone, so if that works in the Caribbean, but that one is $199, and it has a ridiculous battery, and it has 4 gigs and 64 gigs of storage. So yeah, really good. That is the one I would recommend. I'm gonna put the link in the comment section right now for you. That is for the Moto G7 for 200 bucks. That would be the best one to go with, in my opinion. We need to ban Apple. LOL. That was vetoed. Samsung got a successful ban on Apple products, and it was vetoed. So probably never gonna happen. Um, what's your opinion on Amazon's delivery thing now? Did I miss a delivery thing? Uh, what's Amazon's new delivery thing? Um, Amazon is purchasing electric vans. So is it the electric vans that they're purchasing? I mean, I think electric vans is great. An Illinois factory. Is that what you're talking about, though, or something else? Let me know. The Fold launch kit sent out from Samsung to Best Buy and AT&T had it listed for $927. So if that's true, Samsung should probably be listing the pre-orders tomorrow or Tuesday. Might have to wake up early. If Huawei was on all carriers in the US, do you think it would be better than Sony and LG? Yes. Yes, I do. I think Huawei, if it had Google Apps, I think they have definitely passed Sony and LG. I've seen Amazon order a lot of electric vans for delivery service. Yeah, I think that's great. I mean, anything we could do for more electric vehicles, I think that's only better and better. I really think that it's kind of getting into politics, but I don't think that they should stop doing that. Like, in terms of like, no, I don't want to get into it. Basically, I think there should be more discounts for electric vehicles. That's what I'm gonna say. Just because it's not even, forget about the whole, all the politics in terms of climate change and all of that kind of stuff that are going to be divisive between some people, but who's not for not paying gas? Like, I mean, like, that is so much better. Like, I remember when I switched from my old V8 engine car to a hybrid, I drove a lot. And I was saving $300 a month on gas. So yeah, I'm all for that, just for myself and my selfish purposes of definitely saving that. Again, we don't want to get into politics, guys, so don't get into that kind of stuff. But I think anyone could agree, obviously, paying less for gas is a good thing. A whole not working with the UPS delivery trucks and stuff. Whole not working with the UPS delivery trucks and stuff. Are they cutting back on UPS and FedEx to deliver their packages and post office? Because I swear all three deliver Amazon packages. At least I get a lot of Amazon packages. For my baby shower, I had like a living room full of Amazon packages. And they were from different delivery people besides just Amazon. Apple just seems to not want to use phones and tablets to be conduits for subscription service. Absolutely, that's all they want. Is they are really going for the subscription service. So that's why he's going so. That's why Tim Cook is going so cheap for the latest electronics. Everything Apple Pro did drop test on the Fold. Really, that's interesting. Why would they do it? Why did they get it so early? That I would question Samsung for doing that. I will definitely have to look that up. On your next day delivery tracking, order delayed, van ran out of battery. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Yeah, not paying for gas price is good until you can pay crazy money for electricity. Um, until they make you pay for crazy money for electricity. I mean, right now, the electricity bill difference is nothing in comparison to gas. And I remember because I think I told you guys this. Like I went a year without my hybrid, and I had a Hyundai Sonata, and I it was damaged, so I literally had a loaner for almost a full year, and it was a plug-in, but it was only like 25-mile plug-in, and although it was in certain stations, like because I live in an apartment, I couldn't charge it at home, right? So in certain stations, yeah, the prices were comparable to the cheapest like gas prices. So maybe instead of $3 plus, it would be like 2.80, $2.80 for the equivalent of the same gallon, basically. So yeah, those were pretty much similar to it, right? But of course, then when I went to like a mall or something like that, they would have charging stations for free. So I would charge up for free, and getting charging stations like for what do you call it at home too. I've seen my friends' electricity bills that have it. It's like nothing. It's $1 to $5 more a month on average. Like it's like nothing. Um, can't beat the sound of a mean V8 under the hood. I can totally accept that. Yeah. Hey Ricky, do you have any recommendation for Sam Note 10 fast wireless charger? This one's really good. The dual wireless charger that I have here is a really good one for the fastest form of charging for the Note 10. Samsung dual wireless charger. Let's see. And it's on sale for 69 bucks. So that's a really good one that I would recommend. Now, can you get cheaper? Yeah, this is going to be though a 12-watt charge. So you're taking advantage of the fastest wireless charge that Samsung can do. I just put it in the description right now, but that one will be the best one for a fast wireless charge that will be the fastest for a Samsung device for your Note 10. Interesting. I heard Amazon lost connection with UPS and FedEx. I could be wrong. Maybe it's only in certain areas. Yeah, and again, everyone's different when it comes to electric cars or not. So, again, don't want to get too much into that. I just am all for saving with gas, but I can definitely understand the engine of the noise of an engine. Okay, I was going to get the Galaxy Note 10 Plus, then I decided to wait for the Galaxy Fold. Then I decided to buy a new laptop, and for less than 2K, second and third gen Fold. Good way to go. I would not recommend anyone to buy the Galaxy Fold. I don't recommend anyone to buy it. The lock screen on the Note 10 Plus is supposed to run for 15 seconds, but mine tends to pause around 5. Rarely does it run the entire 15 seconds. Is there a fix for it? Try redoing the video? I'm not sure why it would do that. I don't have that issue, so I'm not sure. Amazon ended the contract with FedEx. They charged them the standard shipping fees on everything now. Oh, interesting. Wait till Black Friday. Better deals coming soon. Definitely. I would definitely wait for Black Friday for most things right now. I'm waiting to buy 3 things on Black Friday already. It does it with every video I use. Theme videos recorded by me. Do you have any themes running? Maybe a theme is interfering with it. Or do you have good lock screen? Because that could interfere with it too. That actually didn't work with the video lock screen, so I stopped using it. Did you see the Joe Rogan interview with MKBHD last week? He had some surprising things to say about Apple and their lack of real innovation. I didn't. I haven't. I know of Joe Rogan, but I haven't really seen his interviews. Although I know. Is this his second time interviewing him at KBHG? I feel like I've seen him or heard that he interviewed with him before. But yeah, I'll check it out. That's pretty interesting. But yeah, it really is. I mean, Apple is lacking in innovation. They're just basically copying everyone else now when it comes to like triple camera and all that kind of stuff. That's the main thing they did this year. They did. I mean, it's hard to complain about what Apple did this year because they improved the camera and the battery drastically. So, yeah, I mean, that's the two main things I would say everyone cares about. So, can't really knock them for doing the two most important things, but it just doesn't create the same excitement that everyone else does. Not that everyone else is creating excitement right now, but like things like the Fold and other things like that are more exciting right now. All right, guys. I think that we will call it a show. Thank you guys always so much for watching. We have a lot of content coming out this week. A lot of things I'm backed up on now because my laptop just decided to not work for a couple of days, and I was just fed up with it. So took a breather, but definitely going to be back at it this week. I will have at least a video a day, if not two, on most days. All right, guys. Thank you as always so much for watching. Really appreciate it. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, why don't you go ahead and subscribe up there. Make sure you follow us on social media right here. And of course, check out our latest video up there. And right down here, you're going to find the perfect video for you. Or at least that's what YouTube tells me. Thanks again.